Hey guys, good afternoon. It's Friday. Just got the haircut. I'm on the bike. I'm at a place called Black Rock State Park here in Connecticut, Watertown, Connecticut. My dad was the park ranger here back in 1972. We lived here. This was my yard, my backyard. He ran this whole place. But the place we lived in was on the fireplace, the mantle on the stonework. It said 1868, I think it was. So it was an old house. I still have nightmares to this day. The shit I saw. This is what got me going into spirit investigation and shit. I would stay awake for the entire night, for days on, for nights on end, terrified. I would see shadows moving past my doorway. And then the only way to get into this basement in this old cabin that we lived in, it was a big cabin, and it was a state house that they provided for my dad and his family for being the head of the park. The only way to get in the cellar was a trap door in my bedroom. Talk about scary as fuck. I'm gonna tell you, I'm on my bike here. I'm gonna tell you guys a few stories right here in this very spot. You could look this up. It was on the news, you know, it was all over the news. Okay, I gotta look up the specific date. There were Girl Scouts camping out here. I think it was probably in the late 80s. They had tents set up in this whole area. There was a freak thunderstorm, lightning storm that night, and lightning hit a tree. The tree fell, hit the tent, and it crushed 2 Girl Scouts. It's all true story. I can get the news. If you look it up, Watertown, Connecticut, Girl Scouts, Black Rock State Park, and you'll find it. It's no bullshit. And so here's the thing: there is plenty of sightings of seeing a little bluish ghost in this area. Especially around this time of year too. Every year, we used to hear this all the time living around here. I mean, it didn't even bother me anymore. You know, oh, somebody else, they saw her again. Her name was Shelly. So the tent was right about. I remember coming by here the next day. My dad had to. My dad was dead at that point. But anyway, okay, the tent was right about here. The road's right there, it goes by. The pine, I was just looking for the stump. It was a huge pine tree, and it's been about, like I said, it's been 20 or 30 years. So I'm not sure. I think the stump, I think it was initially right there. It was a huge pine. Yeah, that's guaranteed that's where it was. And it fell right here across and crushed the girls in the tent. So this is one of the haunted places here in this park. So I'm gonna show you guys a few of these, and then I'm gonna come back. This is only a couple miles from my house. I'm gonna come back with my spirit box, probably around 3 o'clock in the morning, one of these coming days, and do a little investigations here, and we'll see what I find, what I can come across, if I can get any evidence. So this is one spot, and it's, like I said, all true story. There's another one, a glider. This was back in about before my dad died. About 72, a glider, because there's an airport near here. The planes pulling gliders would take off from, and I'll have to show you guys from another angle. There's all mountains around here. There's a huge black rock, a mountain with a big rock sticking out over there. Anyway, the glider got caught in a wind draft or something, and hit the side of the mountain and killed everybody. Destroyed the glider. I could show you exactly where that happened. And I remember my father, they thought I was in bed or I wasn't listening or whatever. I was probably about 8 years old, 7 or 8 years old. And I heard my parents talking about how my dad had to step through the brains of the pilot or the co-pilot. Everything he was splattered all over the rocks. So there's some a lot of stuff about that place, that being haunted, and that's over on the other side of the road over there, and I'll show you guys that place too. I don't even want to go near there. I've heard a lot of scary shit, dark shit about that area. This place is full of haunted areas. I mean, just spooky shit, where bad stuff's happened. I'm gonna get back on the bike, and I'm going to cut to another segment, and I'll show you another place. All right. Hey guys, I found another place. This is still in Black Rock State Park, but this is called The Grove. And back in the 70s, there was arrests here where they were practicing satanic shit, and they got caught. They set up a surveillance, and they got caught killing, doing bad, terrible shit to animals. That was right here in this spot. I remember there was a dip in the ground. I'm trying to find it. It was right. You know, this is something that won't go away. It was like this, like a maybe 15-foot diameter dip. It was right around here. Oh, it might be over here. And that's, for some reason, I don't know. I don't think they made this area, but they used it specifically. It was in the news. So this is another, I don't even like being here. I feel it got fucking cold as fuck. My hair's all standing up on my arms. I do not like being here one bit. Oh, get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to find, oh, there it is. There it is right there. Here. This is where I'm talking about. This is where this is where they did the shit. See this? See the dip? This bowl? Can you guys see this? I don't know if you can tell. See, I'm going down into it. You know, I'm standing in this bowl. I know it's probably hard on the phone to see it, but this is where it was, man. Fuck. I'm getting out of here. I'm supposed to come back here like tonight or tomorrow night at 3 in the morning. That ain't gonna be too fucking easy. You hear that shit? It's all closed off here from the reservoir. There should be nobody around. What the fuck is that? Anyway, okay. Then there was they also used this big log, huge log, and they would tie, I hate even saying this, they would tie people to this log, or the animals to the log. It's right here. Now, when we were kids, we called this log the tit ship. We didn't know any better. I'll show you why we called it that. But they called it something totally different. I can't remember, but it was fucking evil shit. That's it right here. This is it right there. Now, if you look, you can see why us kids called it the tit ship. Oh, look right here. See? It's still here. See? Nipple. So yeah, we used to, during the day and shit, we play on this like pirates. But you know, when my mother found out and saw this thing in the paper, the picture of this, she freaked. She was like, "Don't you ever go anywhere near that fucking grove again." You know, that I was basically, me and my friends were basically playing on top of a fucking sacrificial fucking altar. True story. All right, let me get the fuck out of here. So this is another area that I want to investigate. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't know if I'm going to have the balls to come here at 3 in the morning. We'll see. All right, I'll talk to you guys more later. Bye.